Hey everyone, this is DayTraderRockStar, and I'm going to be showing you a video today as we go into our second week of testing the HPS strategy on the ES Mini futures. And today was a great example of just showing you the stochastics. And one thing we're going forward here, we're taking 30 days, we're using 30 days to really systematically and methodically test out just about maybe 2 to 3 really high, what we call high probability patterns, things that have set up over and over again and continue to work out based off of momentum swings, some underlying trend lines, patterns, indicators. I go into all this in more detail, during the show and stuff. But basically, this is the testing period for this next month. We're entering the second week of this now, and you can follow along each day on Day Trading Radio. You can see now I've added some things to the chart, and I wanted to also use this video as kind of a key to kind of go over what you're going to see on the chart during the analysis of the ES Mini contract here. And starting off, the big thing here is the dual stochastics. Most of these setups are relying on the dual stochastic setups. So how they set up is important. So when we do see the dual stochastic overbought or oversold level, that is a basic signal. And it's not just the one, it has to be both of them, both under the 20 line or both over the 80 line at the same time. And when that happens, you have a higher probability of a move that goes along with the turn and the move back up. It's not a guaranteed turn, it's nothing, but there's a probability factor that you see that level lead you to more gains. And what I've done is I've circled the dual stochastic buy signals with a white circle. And normally I've used to do this all the time, like white circle represents the buy signals, and the square rectangle circles represent the sell signals or the short signals. But we went a little further. So these are just the dual stochastics. So anything that's really in the white text or the white line, the white patterns here, the shapes, the circles, the squares, will be just the dual stochastic. So if you see a round circle, that's usually a buy signal, a dual stochastic buy signal. If you see the squares up here, represents the squares here. And I try to line them up on the bottom and also try to line them up on the top too. But the criteria is they have to fall under the 20 line or move above the 80 line. All right, so if they don't, then it's not like this one didn't rotate back above the 80. This one did, but it didn't. And again, you're going to notice certain patterns play out in the stochastics, and when we get to those, we're going to give you those, and I'll explain those also. We had a lot of those last week. So another symbol you're going to see is the blue one. Now the blue one is based off of the multiple time frames tradeometer. The tradeometer here measures all the time frames on overbought and oversold level, and when they all line up, dual stochastics in the 5-minute. It will register a we have a little a widget for that which registers an overbought and oversold level, and we also will mark it off with a blue square or blue circle. All right, so you're going to have that set up, and these are really, I would consider, close to high probability setups in their own. You can see we had one here at 10:30. We had one just I think it was just before 11:30. We did flush a little bit further. I remember looking at it, it was about 20:33 when that alert came in, and it did flush down a little here, but you can see the resulting move, and that's probably the thing that's always tough for traders is, you get a signal, but the market here explores a little bit lower, and that puts a lot of pressure on a trader. This whole methodology of trading here is supposed to take away the risk, take away that anxiety. You have to let these things play out. You have to have a standard bracket order in. In some cases, you might get swung out of it. And this is not a guaranteed thing. The only thing I'm taking are these pattern setups. So I'm not actually taking the tradeometer, but I do want to track the tradeometer on these signals so you can actually see how they react and how they work. We also had a tradeometer set up here, and you can see we kind of blew through that. And that will happen, And you have to also remember, even though they work out most of the time, there might be news out there that can move the market. It could be individual moves, moving overall market moving news, or anything out there that can move this market and it will affect these short-term time frames. So we had a dual stochastic sell signal pop back up. Then we had that lane divergence up here. And whenever I take a trade on the platform, we're using the stage 5 platform. I have my bracket order in, and we put that order in when I see the setups that we're looking at. And one of the setups is that lane divergence on the 1 minute chart, where we make a higher high and a lower high on the fast stochastic rotation here. And it's hard to find, but you usually find it near the highs of the session, or at least, a very spike, and it pulls back and it spikes higher, and it just doesn't catch up with the stochastics, roll over and continue in the same direction. And if you could actually spot that, and I could spot that pretty good, we're usually on top of it. And I took that and I caught it late. I got it at 2039. So, I had a really bad fill on this. And it was already, it triggered up here and, close to 40. But it did take us out. I had a bracket order in. I took our profit here, and we also got oversold in dual stochastic setup here again. So we had another dual stochastic buy signal here, and it went up to a dual stochastic sell signal, and the market actually behaved perfectly other than this tradeometer sell signal here, which we blew through. The rest of the signals have been just key and spot on. So we continue on with the market, and I didn't go back here and just label these. But basically, you're going to see the blue lines for tradeometer setups. The white lines, or the white symbols, are going to be just for dual stochastics, and the yellow ones are going to be the actual trades that are testing the pattern. So we're looking at the lane divergence pattern, which is right there. And we're also looking at the dual stochastic flag setup, which there wasn't any of those today. So that's okay, and that's what this is really developing. It's developing patience, because when you start to see that we're only taking these really high probability setups, you're going to notice you're going to have, not many too many losers. You might not have many trades. My ideal amount of trades, I would love to get 3 to 4. Would be fine. But, some days there might be 1. And who knows? Some days there could be more. But, I would love to get 2 to 4, 3 to 4 trades. High probability trades that work out 80% of the time. I think our odds are good that way, and this is how we're going to do. We're going to go through it, and this is starting the second week of this. And you could see these setups here live with me each day. You could just get on the site DayTradingRadio.com, and you could see us discussing these levels live as it's happening. You could download the Stage 5 platform, follow along, test out your scenarios. And that's what we're doing right now. So just want to go over this, a little update. This is this first Monday. The setups were great. We had one trade, worked out fine. And there were some other things here I want to just, we had a little coil here with a rising channel that was hard to read into. We didn't look at that. There was a little action here with the dual stochastic. You always had to wait for that dual stochastic. And right when that dual stochastic got oversold here, we're looking at this level for a bounce. It bounced right back up here, rolled over, chopped around, and then kind of closed out. Not much happening, but success, 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 success. This one blew out. This one, borderline. Some people might have got flushed on this. It's hard to say. It came right back down to the lows, 930 lows. It just kind of got through the little. But overall, that was a good signal. Great signal, great signal, great signal, great signal, great signal. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Tuesday. We'll use this also as a radar video. Market's been very strong, so we're going to continue to look for that upside and take a look at how the S&P left off today. It left off almost in a kind of a coil here. So that's telling me that this pattern, tomorrow at one point, I think we're going to break out of this pattern, get through that 2044 or the 2040 on the futures, and pop a little higher there. So we have a good 5-minute setup. I expect maybe to get a little pop on that, but the 60-minute time frame is back into overbought levels, so maybe that pop gets a little selling action into. So we're going to watch that. And the daily here still pinned up here, not much going on. It's at 92.91, and the market here just kind of pinned at this trend line. So I'm feeling strength. I'm feeling that we're going to get a pop, but I also believe that we could actually see some selling as we take out the new highs. We could sell right off into that because we are set up on the daily in the 60. So any pop, I think we're going to sell into. I'll put it out there. All right. But you know what? When it comes down to watching the ES now, it's not that big of a, we'll take what we could get. If we start to realize there's an obvious trend or a strong trending market, upside or downside, we have to take that in consideration. Try not to, go short at too strong of a market or go long too weak of a market. But you want to actually take those bounces. So we want to identify the overall trend, look for those bear flags or bull flags, depending on directional bias, and then take those trades. Those will be the high probability trades, along with the lane divergences and the possibility of the the tradeometer setups, which I think are key also, even though one did break down today. That's not bad if you consider it. I mean, I'm pretty excited about this. So all these charts are going to go on a special little section. I want to get that out to you tonight. And that getting out to members of Day Trading Radio. If you're seeing this and you're not a member of Day Trading Radio, I have tons of education, all the alerts that go out to all the members, and we got a dashboard, and there's so much more out there. So come by Day Trading Radio, check it out. Sign up for a free month just to get a walkthrough of the site and see all the traders and everyone working together as a good team here. We're really doing well, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow, and I'll see you then in the markets.